Hey, welcome back to the Happy Place Diaries. I'm Jerry, and Teresa's let me do this one solo because we're going to get a little nerdy here. In this video, we're going to follow up on our friend's security issue at their storage facility. And what I mean by that is, what were the lessons that we learned, the things that we're doing to make our fifth wheel a little bit more secure, or at least give us a little bit of peace of mind. And then we're going to talk about technology and the things that we use to stay connected and the apps that we use every single day in the operation of our rig. So you're going to want to stick around. Okay, so let's dive right in. There are essentially two things that we really did to enhance the security of our fifth wheel, especially parked here at home base. But even when we're out on the road, these will work. In our last video, we did talk about cameras, and not only cameras that are from a storage facility, but what can we use as cameras on board. And one of the things that we decided to do, and we installed this the other day, and now it's charging, but we decided to go with a Wise doorbell. Essentially, it mounts on our door. It is rechargeable. They say that each charge lasts about 6 months. Now, it does require internet if you want to monitor it, and if you want to be able to see what's going on, which we'll get into in just a second. But we decided to go with the Wise and not the Ring or not the Blink. We went with the Wise because we already had a Wise camera, and the Wise doorbell, well, it hooks up to our Alexa device also, so we already had the apps installed. But what we found is we mounted it using the 3M tape. It does have a set screw, so you don't have to worry about somebody pulling this right off the door. And if they do, well, like we said in the last video, bad people are going to do bad things. And if they want it bad enough, they're going to take it. But this does have a set screw. Now, we're debating whether we're going to leave it on the door when we drive. We probably won't. We'll probably take it off when we drive. Besides, we don't want this detecting as we go down the road, and every time it detects, it uses a little bit more battery. So as we're driving down the road, we don't want this recording as we're going down the road. So we'll probably bring it inside, turn it off, and then put it on when we get to the next campground. But this was step one. So step two was adding this motion sensor light above the door. It's also rechargeable. And when we go to leave, all we have to do, reach up and pull the light out, and it's held on with a magnet up there. Again, we won't be driving down the road with that either, but it lights up. It's nice when we have to take the dogs out at night. It automatically lights up. It's motion censored, so when the door opens, it turns on. When somebody approaches the trailer, it turns on. And again, it's just one more layer that, hey, you're hit with this light real quick. Maybe give you a second thought about entering, and then you're being recorded right below that from the doorbell. So, maybe it will cause somebody that's here to do something wrong a little bit of pause. So like I said, one of the reasons that we chose to go with the Wise doorbell is because we have this Wise camera also, and that camera faces all the way down the length of the trailer on the inside. We also have those cameras on the house. So we have them in the backyard, we have them at the front door, and we have one facing down the length that goes to the front of the trailer. Now, this is a key component because two things. Number one, anybody that comes in the door, we're going to see what they're doing. More importantly, though, we couple this with our Waggle, and we can see what the dogs are doing when we're away. So those are the two things: the cameras and that doorbell and the light are really what we have enhanced with our security system. And you know, it's not a whole lot, but at least it might act as a deterrent. Now let's get into some technology, and then I'll show you the piece that ties all of this together. So if you've been following us for any amount of time, you know that we use the Waggle Pet Monitor system, and we just have the basic package which monitors the inside temperature, the inside humidity, and it monitors for power outages. So when the power comes on or when the power goes out, we get notified. We also have it set for a high-end temperature and a low-end temperature, a high-end humidity, and then a low-end humidity. I mean, there are, you know, our little fur babies. We want to make sure that we're taking care of them. So the Waggle has been something that's really important, at least for us. Now, there's other monitors out there that will monitor temperature and humidity, so you don't necessarily have to use the Waggle, but I would encourage you that if you have pets in your trailer or your fifth wheel, whatever RV you have, that you have some sort of monitoring system which is going to allow you to see what's going on inside of your rig. So under the bathroom sink, under the kitchen sink, and behind the wet bay, essentially where all of your plumbing is, we also have water leak detection sensors, and the Govee hub, which is up here behind our internet router. It detects leaks in our water system. It gives us an audible chime. It alerts us on the phone that we have a problem with our water system. We had a massive leak last summer, and after that, it was recommended that we go ahead and get some sort of leak detection. Again, we went with the Govee. There's lots of other choices out there, but I highly encourage you to get some way of monitoring if you have a leak, because water damage is lasting damage in an RV, and you just don't want that. So you want to be alerted, and so that you could jump on it right away, get the water turned off, and then address whatever the leak situation is. So that is the next piece of technology that we use. Now, speaking of detection or sensors, we also have the Mopica gas, propane, LP gas monitors on the bottom of all three of our LP tanks, and our reserve tank, and then the driver's side and passenger side. And again, that is something that we check daily, especially in the wintertime, to make sure that our propane levels are where we want them to be. It too will send us an alert when, and we've got it set for 20%, as soon as our gas drops below 20% in the tank, it will send us a notification, and that way we can get our propane tanks down and get those filled up. But the Mopica gas monitors, the sensors, they have proven to be very accurate, and we really enjoy knowing what our levels of gas are. Okay, and then finally the last thing that we really enjoy is having a smart TV. Actually, we have the two smart TVs in our rig, which requires the internet if you want them to be smart. Otherwise, you're just getting antenna TV. But having that, it's nice for entertainment. We do all of our viewing via streaming. Now, we went with the Roku, and again, there's other ways of doing it. We went with the Roku, but this requires internet, so let's get to that. All right, well, so finally, our internet. What do we use? Well, we use the T-Mobile Home, and we live in Oregon, so we explored the Starlink options, and we explored other internet options, and what we found is the T-Mobile Home offered the best results for us. Now, your mileage may vary, and you might want to have Starlink In Oregon, we camp a lot under the canopy of big Douglas fir trees, pine trees, where there is often limited unobstructed views to the horizon. And so what we discovered was T-Mobile Home gave us the most affordable package, and we have taken it all across the country now, and it's never let us down. So we're sticking with the T-Mobile Home. We have all of our internet stuff running through the T-Mobile Home. Everything that has to do with staying connected runs through that. Now, the key that we have found, maximizing the use of our solar package with our lithium batteries, is using our inverted outlets here in our Keystone, Montana. Now, that is the key, because when we lose power, we do not lose power through the inverted outlets. It starts drawing off the battery. So we have our internet is running through the inverted outlets. Our Govee is running through inverted outlets. The TV is running through inverted outlets because, like, we need our shows. And all of our critical things are running through those inverted outlets. We do not have the waggle running through an inverted outlet because we want to know when the power goes out. And if it was in an inverted outlet, we wouldn't know. Well, okay, that's it. That addresses our security concerns and how we have addressed those. And that also addressed all of the electronic or connected things that we have in our trailer that we have found we need on a daily basis. The internet, the TVs, the cameras, the doorbell, the waggle, all of that are things that we use on a day-to-day basis, living full-time in our Keystone, Montana. And look, if you're a part-timer, all of those things would be good for you also. It works well for us because, especially with our solar package, the SolarFlex 400i, and our lithium battery bank, we will always have power running in the rig. I'm really curious, what do you use for security, and what do you use for internet, and those things that you use to stay connected? Hey, we appreciate you coming along. If you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate you, and we will see you in the next video.